Hello YouTube, this is MTP Flyers and we got another unboxing here / install. As you guys just recently saw, I went ahead and did my ZAG review, screen shield, or invisible shield by ZAG, and got my product from NLU. Screen guards, bodyguards, tat skins, it's all there at NLUProducts.com. They sent me this for review, which is pretty cool. I really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to go ahead and let the music play to kind of lighten it up a little bit. And why did the music just stop? No, come on. Why do I do this myself in post-production? I don't know why I really want to do this. But go ahead and kick up some music and quit screwing with me. Not that. Come on. All right. There we go. All right. Perfect. So that going on in the background, we'll go ahead and open this up. And without wasting too much more to your time, let's go ahead and, oh, you know what, no, I guess I really don't need the knife, do I? Because I can just go, you know what, I want to keep the box. So, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what they sent me. I'm guessing it's just a full bodyguards for the i4. Yes, it is, and there's a love note, whoa, in here. And that is full body protection. And, oh, thank you, bodyguards. I greatly appreciate it. Excellent, excellent. So let's get into this. Right. And I might change the camera angle because I really want to do a good install on this. And as you see what I did with the ZAG, I did it from the side as well. So that's what I'm probably going to end up doing once we get into this and take a look and see exactly what I have to deal with. Because you guys know that, once again, I am not the best when it comes to installs. But I do like the wet installs that they've been doing, because it seems to give you a little bit of a leeway, you know, to keep it clean and check for anything, because you can easily remove it and put it back on. Now, the really cool thing about, obviously, the new design of the iPhone is everything is flat. So, you know, the front was always easy to go on, the back was always a real pain in the ass. Well, now everybody's happy because the back is exactly flat like the front. And, you know, they go without saying. And you can go ahead and have fun with the sides now. So, this is everything. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead, I guess, change the camera angle. Because, you know, I want to make sure I get this right. Now, they do give you two fronts, which is actually very nice. I didn't realize that. So you got a backup. And I don't think they're any different. Oh! They give you two fronts and two backs. Wow. I'm going to have to check the pricing out there for you between switching cameras and changing it up. So that's really cool. Awesome. Okay, that's one up on bodyguards over ZAG. If we're keeping count, you get a second install. And I'll also check the lifetime guarantee if there is one like ZAG on here. I don't remember. I usually never had a problem with bodyguards. If I did, they took care of it. So I would guess if you have a real bad problem with it, it doesn't hurt to ask, right? So, 2 complete sets. That's awesome. Now, I did say in my previous video when I was doing the review that bodyguards does have, that ZAG does have sides on theirs. And I believe that was one price with or without it, depending on the model iPhone you had. So, let's go ahead and change this up a little bit so I can actually do a decent job and show you how this install goes. Be right back. Okay guys, so we're back. Changed the angle. Got my big fat stomach out of the way so you don't have to look at that. It'll be a little more pleasant. And the music's still going, so let's get it back into this. I obviously put away the other ones and checked the website. $24.95 for 2 sets. So you definitely can't go wrong with that. Let's go ahead and adjust this lighting here. There we go. And get too much shadow going on here. And definitely a great price for 2 of the product as opposed to 1. So gotta give that big notch up to bodyguards. You're getting twice the product for the same exact price that cost you to get the ZAG. So let's go ahead and give it a shot and see what we can't do. Now, with any device, as I have learned, you should really shut it down because you're putting liquid on it. And I will heed people's advice who have, unfortunately, have had bad luck in that area, so that way I can't say that I should have listened. So, again, Zag did a great job keeping my screen protected, clean. There is not a mark on it, so I gotta give him props to that, and definitely can't go wrong. So we seem to be pretty clear. I will go ahead and get the application solution out for Bodyguards, as you guys can see there. And first things first, spray the old hands, keep everything clean. And I did wash my hands before I came back. So first things first, let's go ahead and throw the front on. And it seems that the ear cutout is also a lot like the Zag, is that they just go all the way across. So there's no extra hole. It's just a longer mouthpiece than normal. And I shouldn't say than normal. Well, yeah, than normal because of the front-facing camera. So that is that. And let's go ahead and throw this on. And we'll see exactly how well we can do. And if my head gets in the way, I apologize. But again, I do want to do this justice and make it look good. So I apologize if my head gets in the way doing this. So I do not like that. It's not lined up at the bottom. So let's go ahead and take this off, put some more solution on it, and wipe it down so there's not excess solution on it. Whoa! Okay, that's not going to be good, and I hope there's no hair on that, because that would suck. Because I just dropped that, as you can see. Alright, so pardon my head. I really need to get in here and see this a little bit better. So, let's see what we got. So anyway, the installation seems to be a lot like the Zag. And there it is. I think we're lined up pretty darn good there. So, let us go ahead and take the Bodyguard card here and lay this down and get the solution out. As a matter of fact, where's my other... Now the one thing that I liked better about the Zag, and I'm going to do this and it's a bad thing, but I like the rubber squeegee that they have. It seems to be able to get a lot better when you're trying to clean this off. I just have always been used to being able to, you know, I get a little nervous scratching it up, you know, with a card. And you know, we shall see. Maybe I'm wrong, but call me crazy. You know what? Let's just go ahead and try the card. For those who don't have a Zag a tryout, right? Shouldn't do that. So, get the air bubbles out as we go here. And last time I did this, I played music the whole time and didn't talk. I must say I was watching a Ustream of Soldier Knows Best while I was doing this, so I didn't want to play that over as I was doing my video. I don't know if Mark would appreciate that too much. But alas, I have nothing on tonight, and people did want to hear my constant blabbering as I did this, but hey, I'm playing music for you at least, right? So, as I can see so far, Bodyguards is doing their usual, where a lot of the liquid stays under the shield, the Bodyguards. So, I know this is going to be a couple days before this goes away, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm having a hard time getting these bubbles out, and it's driving me crazy. Because I know, and if I don't get it out now, it's going to be on there after the fact, and I'm just going to be constantly playing with it. And that's what she said. So let's go ahead and be done with this. and I'll work on it. Oh, there we go. That seems to be doing good right there. Haha. Haha. Alright. Oop. Get that line out of there. I don't want that in there. So that's why I'm not too good with the card, because I feel like I'm scratching it more than I'm getting the bubbles out. So, alright, let's be done with this. I'll mess with this off camera. Okay, so we're finished the front, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the back. I will be honest, I did go back to the squeegee, which was a lot softer, and I felt like I was able to get more of the bubbles out than I was with the card. But again, it all depends on your ability to put these things on, like my lack thereof, or lack of my ability to put it on. So I went ahead and I did use the card. I just felt like I wasn't getting the bubbles out, and I felt like I might have been doing a little more damage than good. So let's go ahead and install the back, which is so awesome now because you actually just have the back to do just like the front. And I'm super excited now because this reminds me a lot of the iPad. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this bad boy installed. And of course you want to line up with the camera, the sides and the bottom, to get a good fit for the back of your phone. And again, what I love about these devices, or this install, the wet install, is you can just kind of move it around just a little bit to do your thing. So there we go. So we got that on there perfectly, first shot. So I'll go ahead and line up my towel here at the bottom and just kind of take everything and squeegee it down into the bottom of the cloth. And do that again. Do that again. So it looks like when you do it right and you use the right amount of solution, the install seems to go pretty darn well with the card. So look at that, guys. Follow instructions and it pays off, I guess, sometimes. So that's it for that. So there you go. Props to BODYGUARDZ. I thought they might have gone wrong with the hard card, but it seems to have worked out pretty well here on the back. And if I'd have done the front the same way, probably would have turned out just as good. Alright, now while I'm getting these bubbles out, we have sides for this. Something that I did not do with the Zag, and maybe I'll give that a fair shot down the road after I use this one for a while and pick up a Zag with the sides. And according to BODYGUARDZ, when you do the side, you spray them as well. So that's kind of cool. Didn't do that with the iPad. A little thinner sides on those, and I did have a problem with those, getting them on. I was playing with them for a while to try to get them correct and lined up, and I eventually did get them on. So I was happy with that. Now as far as having to spray them, I don't know if I necessarily like that too much, but you know what, let's go ahead and give it a try and see what we find out. And it looks like I've got all this done. Of course, you know, I'm obsessed with these bubbles, making sure that they all come out, because I don't want anything on this, because with side protection I don't really feel that you need some of the cases that are out there, and I don't necessarily agree with the marketing of cases that completely cover this beauty. So I think I'm going to try it out naked with this, since we got side protection and whatnot. I might throw on like a pixel type case, you know, like a soft case or something, just to throw over it if I go out or whatnot. And you know, always want to have a little bit of extra bump protection at work, because I'm out in the warehouse quite often. So alright, I'll stop with this, and that looks like it's darn good. And do that real quick. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the sides. Okay, so on to the sides. Now, they did give a diagram of the back of the card that you're looking at, so I know exactly what position I want these on. And I actually have this the correct way right now, I believe. So this is the left side that has my SIM card, and we'll make this the right side, which has the buttons and everything on it. So let's go ahead and start with the top of this device. If I can get this to stand, I guess not. So we'll get the smallest piece here, and you just give it a quick spray. Put that in my hand. I don't know how well that's going to do its thing, but we'll just spray it like that. Take it off. There we go. Alright, looks like we got enough on there. And we shall go ahead and apply this piece to the middle here. Alright, so that actually slides around a little bit, so that's nice. That gives you some play in there, and you can line it up right in the center, and that looks good right there. Let's go next with the vibrate switch, which it looks like this is going to curl around the top a little bit here. Give it a quick spray, and this will go like so around the square edge, which I can tell you right now, this is actually not too bad, considering I'm so used to when you would do the other one, you'd have to like curl everything up and push everything around and cradle the corners with your palms. I definitely will not miss that at the least bit, trying to get that stuff to stay on. So there is that side, and I did put a little bit of too much liquid on there, a little bit too much spray, so it is moving around. So we'll get that set and try not to bother it too much so it will dry just like that. So next, which I don't necessarily think you need a whole lot of, but there's like a little square piece for in between your buttons, and I guess we'll spray it. That'll only help get the square button on, because God knows it'll move around like crazy. But I mean, the nice thing about this is when it dries, you'll probably barely see it on there. That gives you a little bit of protection. I don't know. I wonder if they tried to go around it all one piece and it was just too thin. So, you know, it's not necessarily something that you might need to worry about all that much. You know, I was just thinking. No, they don't even go over to the microphone. The noise canceling microphone, I should say. Oh no, that wasn't noise canceling. That's just another microphone on top. I'm sorry. Might be noise canceling. See, this is what happens when you guys, I don't have anything to talk about and I'm just installing chewing gum and being annoying. So, let's go ahead and drop that on and just know that we can slide it around. And try not to stretch it too much. Oh, that's what she said. The BODYGUARDZ, that is, because you don't want it to not take properly. Now, we all know about the infamous bottom down there, and it doesn't look like it's covered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down just a little bit more and go over that just to cover it up and see if we can stop that a little bit if we hold on to it with our phone. But I'm going to skip to this side. Oh no, I'm going to skip to the bottom. And this ultimately is what I hear the grumblings in the community about, how thin this is on the bottom. So this does go across the bottom and does top and bottom on your dock connector. And I heard this was not a fun thing. So I want to be the first to do it right. Nah, because that's the kind of guy I am. I want to be first to get this right. So you gotta be careful with the solution, guys, because obviously you know what's in here is your sensor for water damage, just like the other phones. And I'm gonna go a little bit below it because I don't want the dock connector to pin it as it's going in. The innuendos are just piling up, I can see. At 8:36 of your thing, that's what she said. So, alright, these are overlapping, so I don't want that to overlap too much. So I'm going to take this one and just slide it up just a skosh, but it's still covering the antenna. So I'll be happy with that. And that top did come undone, which is extremely annoying. Probably because I had that on backwards. Probably. It says do not put on backwards, or you have a hell of a time getting it to stay. So, whoops. Did I have it on backwards? And he had it on backwards. What a douche. So, there you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and straighten this one out. Still have it covering the antenna, which is what I wanted. Just a little bit. And straighten that out. And that's good to go. No, it's not. Right back down. Straighten it out. There we go. Alright. So that's covering the antenna a little bit. Let's see if that does any good. This is lined up pretty darn well, so we'll see how that lasts. I don't know if that will stay on there or not, or I'll have to cut it off. These two lines that go on that. So we shall see. And line this up a little bit better around the edge here. And there we go. Alright, last but not least, side with your SIM tray. And I'll spray this up real quick. And we'll be done. And you know what I'm going to do before I post this video up? I'm going to come back in a couple days and we'll see how well it's cleared up. To give you guys an idea. Because I know I'll say that I'll come back and do in a couple days, but I'll forget, or something else will happen, or I'll get some new toy in and I'll forget to do it. So, force myself to not put this up until this clears up. So guys, that is it. I am fairly happy with that. You can see the front there has a lot of cleaning up to do, as you can see. The back is a little bit better, but that will clean up and the water will dry. So we'll be back with an update. Talk to you guys later. No.
24 hours later.
Hey guys, this is MTP Flyers, and this is the 24-hour update on the BODYGUARDZ full screen install, or full body install. The sides turned out pretty well. The bottom turned out really, really well. If I can go ahead and get that to focus in there. That really did well, where it's not pulling at all. I did mess up the side here a little bit, but did manage to fix it without too much. But I'm loving the side protection. Have no problem with the bottom there because I took my time to put it on. Everything over here, it's a little sloppy there, but I don't know how easy it would have been had they connected them anyway. So what are you gonna do there? And I did try to clean this as much as I could, as best as I could on there. And let's go ahead and get that off. So, how's the front? 24 hours, it's still very beated up, and I don't know, the Zag didn't do this, so I'm a little bummed with that. It just, I know it could take 24 to 48 hours, but I mean, what kind of solution are we using that it's doing that? So, the back is the same way. And what I liked about the Zag, even though it was a little thicker and not as smooth as this when you're using it, this went away fairly quickly. And I didn't feel like I used too much liquid on that. So that's 24 hours, guys. And we'll be back with another update. Talk to you later.
72 hours later. Oh, God!
Alright, so It's now been 72 hours since I did the screen shield install, or I'm sorry, since I did the BODYGUARDZ install on the iPhone 4. And there wasn't really a big difference between 24 and 48, so I didn't bother shooting a video. As you can see here, there's still a lot of speckling. Now, I just cleaned this off and didn't touch it, so you can still see there's a lot of residue left over underneath the screen protector, under the bodyguards of the top screen. On the back, and the reason why I don't call it a screen shield is because it isn't a screen shield, guys. That's why I keep correcting myself. The back is a little bit better, and I don't know if you can see on here, but I feel like there is some pitting on the phone itself as far as the case the covering goes. It doesn't show up too well. You see right there where the light is, a little line there. I see more of that over it, and I have been going naked on this, so you know, that's probably the reason why. So it's holding up pretty damn well. And as far as the fingerprints go, it's the same thing, more of the same thing as far as using it and whatnot. So, you know, you're not going to see a whole lot of it on there, but of course as soon as you turn it off, you have your fingerprints on there. So it's not really any different than Zag. It is a lot more slippery than the Zag as far as being able to use the screen. It doesn't stick at all, and it's very strong, like I did with that corner up there. I mean, I'm pushing on there and it doesn't move at all. So that's on there a lot better after around the same time. Actually, this is on less as what I did for the Zag. So that turned out really well as far as the bonding process on there. And I do like the sides that I put on here. They have held up very well. That, of course, is a little bit off, but, you know, how often do you take that off? I did overlap the antenna over here, and I do have that issue. And I maybe need to do a little better job next time of covering it up more. Maybe take this down and just move this over a skosh and put more of this over top of the line, because I can still kill the signal by actually holding it. Now, we're down in my basement, so I have no signal anyway, but, you know, that's how that goes. There are 2 of these in a kit for $24.99, I think, or $24.95. So you get 2 set up as opposed to 1 for Zag, so you got to give that in their favor. If you have to send one back for replacement, they will replace 1 out of the kit. I don't think they'll do 2. So if you only bought 1 setup, they're only going to replace 1 out of it. So pretty much the same thing as Zag. You get 1 for 1 if you mess up or whatever the case is, but hey, you get 1, so at least they're covering that, but you get 2 for the price originally. So I would have to say, you know, that goes towards BODYGUARDZ for that. The only other thing, I guess, would be the difference is this doesn't peel back. It's a lot stronger than the Zag. The knock against it is whether or not there's something wrong with the solution or something I did. Maybe other people won't have this, but I didn't feel like I used a lot of solution doing this. So I'm going to have to try it again. You know, I'm going to have to use the second one to see what I can't get out of it. But I'm going to keep this on for a few more days, and we'll cut it here. I'll give you guys an update when I go to take it off and, you know, give I guess a one more look to see if we can get rid of those marks on that. But we're going to wrap all this up, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it's been 72 hours, and this is where we stand as far as the case goes. It looks fine when you have it on, of course, and there's no issues there. And, you know, as far as the fingerprints go, no different. Love the side protection, which Zag does offer. And you get 2 of these in a kit for, I think, $24.99. Just can't go wrong. Next up, I'm going to probably leave the back part on, but I want to try out the SGP front. And I have an oleophobic that I got in, that I ordered. And I do order this myself. I bought these myself. And oleophobic, and I think I got the anti-fingerprint, so I'm anxious to try that out. So we're going to hold this up for the weekend and at least give it a week since I put it on, and see how it goes. And then put the other one on and see what we got. So guys, this is MTP Flyers for a 72-hour update, along with all that install you stuff you saw before. So guys, thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. See ya!